So, dear darling fiance,
Yeah.
beautiful fiance of mine,
Ugh.
we've made a couple very
Tragic
mistakes
Yeah.
that really compromises the entire integrity of our podcast.
We might as well just give up.
Yep. We have neglected to open the last 2 episodes with jokes.
I know.
But now you could say that's just all water under the bridge with where we're going today.
Wait, does that have something to do with the story?
It does.
And it's local?
It's very local.
Is it where you're from?
It sure is. That's right. We're going to Bridgewater.
Wait, what happens in Bridgewater?
So another thing that might compromise the integrity of this podcast is I'm changing what it's about slightly. I know
What?
we said that it's trails, right? It's hiking trails.
I was going to say, what kind of trails are in
It's
Bridgewater?
walking. It's like based adventures. But we're going to switch it up just a little bit.
Why?
Well, because I'm not walking in this one. I'm paddling.
Oh, okay.
So the story that I'm going to tell you today happened around the Lahave River.
Okay.
So I'll start by telling you a little bit about the Lahave River.
Okay.
And then my adventure specifically that's going to bring us to this story.
Okay.
So the Lahave River itself is about 97 kilometers long. It starts deep in the Annapolis County backcountry at a place called Peters Stillwater. And from there, it goes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, wow.
So the river's mouth is at sea level, meaning there's a tidal influence as far as 20 kilometers inland. So basically, Bridgewater onwards, it's partially salt water.
Okay.
And there's actually a big set. It's not quite a waterfall, but it's a pretty intense set of rapids.
Yeah.
Just upstream from Bridgewater.
Okay.
And if I had to guess, I think that's where the salt content gets cut off.
Yeah.
Because it's like a very large section of the river that's very fast moving.
Okay. Very cool.
And it's actually used for salmon fishing in there as well, too.
A fun fact.
The more you know.
Have you ever salmon fished? Fished for salmon?
No, I barely fished in my life. I want to fish a lot more than I do. So in the future, perhaps.
How many times would you say you fished?
I made a video 2 or 3 years ago.
Learning how to fish.
Learning how to fish. It's on my YouTube. Alex Lynch, look me up. No big deal. And I went fishing with my dad. It was the first time we had done so in like at least a decade.
But it wasn't actually learning to fish.
Oh no, he was teaching me from scratch. I hooked him a couple times. I hooked me a couple times.
I don't think I watched this video.
Okay, we're gonna sit down after this and watch it. It's I'm gonna cringe. I hate everything that I've made. It's fine.
No. Okay. Sorry. Moving on.
So the name Lahave River comes from French descent. French guy came here, said we're calling it this based on some place in France. Who cares? Its original indigenous name is Bijinuiska. I apologize if the pronunciation is not the best. But this means the river of long joints or branches. And as that name suggests, this river has many different sections. So it has these like boggy, marshy areas. It passes through beautiful farmland at points. It has lakes. It has rapids. It has waterfalls. It has beaches. It has urban areas like Bridgewater. It has a cable ferry, the Lahave River cable ferry, pretty close to the ocean.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be like a fun little thing if you took all the ferries.
In Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
So you've done Englishtown. You haven't done the Lahave?
No. I did Englishtown by accident.
I think a lot of people do the Englishtown ferry by accident. You just keep driving straight and you just hit the ferry out of nowhere.
And thankfully, it was during COVID, so they'd stopped charging for it, and then they never picked up that habit again, I guess.
Which we love.
Yes, we do love. And then I take the Long Island and the Briar Island one.
Oh, we're missing a couple big ones.
What are the other ones?
The Halifax Dartmouth ferries. If you want to talk provincial ferries.
Does that count though?
Yep.
Because you still have to pay. That's like transit.
According to Google AI overview, it counts.
Oh,
are you talking about free ones though?
I'm just saying like the other ones, yeah, where your car goes on.
Lahave River, yes. Tancook, yes. Englishtown, yes. Little Narrows Ferry. Where's that?
Oh, I know where this is. Can't tell you where, but I do know. I know of it.
Yep, that is cars. Petit Passage Ferry.
That's the one that goes to Long Island, I think.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's a few. There's a couple that we can do.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyways,
we should do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's more than enough ferry talk for today.
Sorry.
And just to put a cap on that, where the river does meet the ocean, you'll find the Lahave Islands, which is this beautiful little cluster of islands. It's home to these like amazing tropical beaches that we have in Nova Scotia that look tropical, even though they're freezing.
Okay, I was gonna say we don't have tropical, but yes.
And then, of course, has many more just amazing Atlantic views that we have.
Yeah.
All around Nova Scotia. So I grew up in Lunenburg County, and growing up, we moved a lot. So this river actually played a really big part of my life. So most of my childhood, we lived in New Germany, or just outside of New Germany, and our backyard actually backed up onto the Lahave.
Which is very cool.
Oh, it was amazing because you could just we were in it constantly, either canoeing, kayaking, swimming. It was all just right in our backyard.
Yeah.
So like literal hours spent, not even hours, like
I was going to say probably days.
Days worth of time were spent in and around this river. And so that kind of brings me to the adventure.
Okay.
That brings us to this story. So, like I said, I spent a lot of time in and around this river, but my big adventure came in 2024, actually, when we started dating.
Yeah.
So me and one of my best friends, Liam, set out to canoe the Lahave River from source to sea. So my goal with this trip was to see the river in its entirety.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit of like a nostalgic trip of sorts. I wanted to see this entire river. I wanted to like understand it, see where it came from, where it went to.
Yeah. Did you say what month you did it?
July.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was the Canada Day long weekend, right?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah,
because you were doing a solo hike of Cape Chignecto over 3 days, and we were doing this over 3 days.
Yeah.
So we're kind of 2 adventures at the same time, which was fun. So yeah, like really, I just thought it'd be really cool to just run this whole river. Long story short, we got our absolute bums kicked.
Because that's why you don't paddle in July.
Yeah. Which kind of brings me to like the point where, we're hikers.
Yeah.
We canoe sometimes, but we're not.
We've canoed once.
Yeah.
Since knowing each other, but yes.
I'm saying we go on canoes. You've been on some pretty big canoe trips, actually.
Yes, but I just mean like of recent.
Yeah. We hike. We don't paddle. Yeah, so it's a very shallow river in general. And yeah, we did in July. Water levels were pretty low. So we literally carried our canoe and all of our gear for 8 hours on our backs, basically. And it took us all day to get to a point that I thought we would hit like within an hour of starting.
Yeah.
So there was a bridge, like a road that intersected with the river.
Yeah.
And we had to make a call at that point because the next out was
like way past.
Okay. So it was at that moment we had to decide, like, hey, are we going to stay or are we going to go? And we had to call it. So my dad came and picked us up. It was actually a little bit of a funny story there too. So horrible cell connection because this is the backcountry.
Yeah.
So we walked for quite a while up the road to like this top of this big hill. We climbed this, there were these piles of lumber along the side of the road that were stacked super high. So we like climbed on top of one. It was pretty precarious. And I finally get like one bar, like just enough to call my dad.
At the top of this wood pile?
Yep. That's so Liam and I are standing up there. And it was so funny because as we were walking, I was calling too, but the call kept dropping.
Oh yeah. This is why you need a Garmin.
We knew the call would drop, so we knew we had to be quick. So I call, it gets through, and I say, Dad, can you hear me? This is your son, Alex. And then the call drops.
Oh no.
And Liam just looks at me and he goes, did you seriously waste our one window explaining to your father who has caller ID that this is in fact his son calling him?
Oh no.
I was like, yep. So that's the story of my grand adventure on the Lahave, and mark my words, I will be back to fulfill.
But you did get picked up.
Oh, we got picked up, no problem. Yeah. In fact, in the next couple of weeks, I will have a video out on YouTube from this trip.
Exciting.
So, stay tuned, folks. But our story today is a slightly darker one.
Oh, no.
This is a story that changed my childhood as it did a lot of other people's. This is the story of Penny and Karissa Boudreau. This is kind of a big episode for us. I mean, our category is true crime.
So it's like actually our first true crime.
We're actually making the jump into true crime. And talking about murder isn't really something I take lightly.
No, we say we're excited, but we're not actually excited.
Yeah, and there's a very real reason why I chose this story specifically, and I'll get to that more at the end of this podcast. But for now, let's get into the story.
Okay.
So by early 2008, life at the Boudreau home was tense. Penny and her daughter Karissa had moved in with Penny's boyfriend, Vernon McCumber, in Bridgewater. There was some stuff as far as like what caused the tension. I felt like a lot of hearsay.
Yeah, like you don't actually know.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate too much, but what we do know is that the move did add to this.
Okay. Wait, so there was tension between Penny the mom and Karissa the kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we know how old Chris is at this age?
12. She's 12 years old. And you know, it's like that age you're coming into your teens.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you're going to have issues with
Yeah,
your
it's a confusing time emotionally. I mean, as all of your teenage years are. It doesn't get better for a while, but... according to those who knew them, there were frequent arguments. One such argument occurred on the afternoon of January 27th in the dead of winter. Penny told police that Karissa ran off after the fight and refused to get back into the car. And that night, she officially reported her daughter as missing. By the time the next morning came, the search was underway. Police and volunteers alike searched everywhere. I remember personally this news taking over the town. It was all people talked about.
Oh, I can imagine.
This is such a cliche, but it was literally like, you know, people are like, oh, things like this don't happen here.
Oh, yeah.
It was very much that.
Yeah. I mean, that's scary. Like, even in a bigger city, like, that would still be... Like, a missing child's usually a bigger thing that people talk about.
Yeah.
So, like, in a very small town, like, that's, like... even bigger, I think.
Yeah. So just for context, in case you don't know Bridgewater, it's, I think now we may have just surpassed 10,000.
Yeah.
Growing up, we sat around 8,000, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very small community. You know, and I remember clear as day, like my mom sitting me down at the dining room table to talk to me about this. She was like, hey, this is happening. This is, you know, some rumors going around as to what happened. And, you know, my mom is very protective lady, so we did a whole rundown on child safety and what I should do. And
what were the tips?
Oh gosh, it was a classic, like don't talk to strangers.
Okay.
Basically don't leave your room. If you have bubble wrap, cover yourself in it. It's so funny looking back now too, because like I said, she was 12 when this happened. And
how old were you?
So I would have been 9 or 10.
Okay. So pretty much the same age.
Pretty much the same age. But at the time, like someone who their age was like had like 2 numbers in their age. Like,
it was like a little...
It seemed so much older.
Yeah.
So I couldn't possibly understand how something like this could happen to this adults in my eyes, basically, right? So it's just funny that looking back on that now. So for the next 2 weeks, Penny appeared distraught. She was very much in the public. She gave interviews. She spoke about Karissa. But one thing that investigators and, well, just folks in general alike noticed is that she always spoke about her daughter in the past tense.
Oh.
Even though this is still a missing persons case.
Okay, so like all that happened is that they got in a fight. She allegedly ran off. And then that was like, that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
On February 9th, about 2 weeks after Karissa vanished, a body was found near the Lahave River in Conquerel Bank, just outside of Bridgewater. So if you're leaving Bridgewater and you're kind of driving towards, like downriver, basically, it's like the first community outside. Okay. So it's very close, like literally like the outskirts of town. The body was partially covered by snow and brush. And based on the initial assessment of the crime scene, it appeared as if a sexual assault had taken place.
Interesting. Okay.
But forensic evidence showed otherwise. Karissa had been strangled and the crime scene had been staged.
Oh, wow. Well, that gives me chills.
Well, to that point, Bridgewater changed that day because this was no longer a missing persons case.
It's a murder case now.
It was a murder investigation, and the suspicion immediately turned to the person who had last seen her alive, which was her mother.
Yeah. The person who was talking about her in past tense.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Yeah. That's like murder 101. Don't talk about the person who you killed in past tense. Not that I know that. I don't know if she killed her or not, but...
Rookie mistake. And also murderers out there, keep being bad at it. We want to find you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So aside from the fact that she oddly talked about her daughter in the past tense,
yeah.
Detectives also noticed quite a few inconsistencies in Penny's story. But still, there wasn't enough to charge her. So the RCMP turned to a controversial but effective strategy, the Mr. Big operation.
What?
Have you heard of this before?
No.
It's also known as the Canadian technique. So
we call it Mr. Big and Canadian.
Yeah, it's the most Canadian thing ever, eh?
Oh,
yeah. Hey, have we tried
Mr. Big, like the chocolate bar?
Have we tried the Mr. Big technique there, boys? Because I could get her here.
Like they just wave a chocolate bar in front of her.
Hey, you want this?
Gotta tell us the truth.
I'm more of a Kit Kat gal myself. Will that be cut? Maybe. We'll see.
No.
So this tactic is something that's used by undercover officers in cold cases more often than not murder, like this one. So essentially what happens is that officers will pose as members of a criminal organization or kind of someone who operates in like a gray area.
So it's like more like undercover stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And so by doing this, the goal is to gain the suspect's trust and eventually create a scenario where the suspect feels safe confessing.
I feel like being an undercover cop would be kind of fun.
It would be kind of fun, yeah.
Like just for like a moment.
Yeah. I think a happy medium would be like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
If we could be part of the Scooby Gang.
Do you think we can?
I think so.
Okay.
It's a little more harmless.
Yeah.
Who would you be? I mean, you'd be Daphne because you have like pretty blonde hair. And...
But isn't she dumb?
Yeah, that's why you'd be Daphne. No, you're like... Oh my God.
Scooby.
Okay, I'm Scooby?
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, he's actually smarter than his owner.
Yeah, I'm Shaggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't smoke enough weed to be Shaggy, though.
Does he smoke weed?
That's the whole thing, is that Shaggy's a stoner.
That one above my head.
Okay, we're watching my fishing video after this, and then we're watching at least 3 episodes of Scooby-Doo. So essentially what it boils down to is the undercover officers will say, hey, if you confess, we'll give you this. Right? Whatever.
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big Bar, Kit Kat Bar, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And so the reason why it's controversial, though, is because it can often lead to false confessions and arrests.
Wait, so they, like, before they confess, they basically tell them, like, oh, like, if you confess now, we'll give you something? So they must, like, blow their cover.
Well, okay, so that's the thing. So they pretend to be a part of something, right? They have something that appeals to this person, and I think that scenario is kind of created based on what they think will attract the suspect the most. But the reason why it's so controversial is because you're going to these people who are often criminals, and you're offering something that they really want. So whether they committed the crime or not, if the suspect believes it's real, what you're offering them, and they're like, I didn't commit this crime that they're talking about, but man, I want what they're offering me, I'll just say I did.
Oh.
And I don't think it's a police officer, so who cares what they believe?
Like they still don't think that it's the police. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at this point in the tactic, the suspect has no idea it's a police officer, right?
Okay.
Like I said, it's controversial, but in cases like this, it can work where you basically know that this is the person that committed the crime.
You just don't have the confession.
In this case, Penny, you just don't have the confession.
Okay. And it was like we were pretty certain it was her?
At this point, this is what people were thinking.
Okay.
So over the next several weeks, an undercover officer built a relationship with Penny. He offered her money and companionship and a chance to join this organization. Yeah. That the police officer was a part of.
Okay.
I did air quotes when I said organization. But first, he told her she needed to prove that she could be trusted by confessing what she'd done. And Penny did. What she told him is that she drove Karissa to a rural area outside of Bridgewater. When Karissa tried to run, Penny tackled her to the ground. She then strangled her with a piece of twine while kneeling on her chest and left her body by the riverbank. Investigators had what they needed, and within days, Penny Boudreau was arrested and charged with first-degree murder.
That's horrible.
I know. And the detail that kind of sticks with me is that she tried to make it look like a sexual assault.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's disgusting no matter what, but this is your 12-year-old daughter.
But, like, why? Like, what happened? It was just because they were arguing?
We're going to get to that.
Oh, okay. Can I give my theory?
Yeah, I would love your theory.
It's because she wanted to start a life blank without the daughter for the boyfriend.
Bingo.
Is it really? Yeah. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I am Velma.
You are. I take it back. You're not Daphne anymore. You're Velma. About a year later, in January 2009, Penny appeared in Nova Scotia's Supreme Court. There was no trial as she had pled guilty to second-degree murder.
Because the second degree is when it's not like planned. It's just like a crime of opportunity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they were like, hey, we'll knock it down to second degree if you just say that you did it.
Yeah.
And she did. So there was no trial. And so in court, an agreed statement of facts was read, which is basically just like something that's written up by...
like the two lawyers.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, hey, we'll just write down exactly what happened, and this is the official document. Well, in this report, Penny told police that she did it to save her relationship. Her boyfriend, Vernon McCumber, she claimed had given her an ultimatum. It was either him or Karissa. Vernon McCumber immediately denied this, and he said, that's absolutely not true. And the court and police and everyone was like, yep, we believe you.
Oh, yeah.
So he was acquitted. He is totally innocent.
Okay, so he wasn't like the reason, really.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think in Penny's eyes, right?
Yeah, because like they probably had some issues or something.
Yeah, and this is total speculation.
Yeah.
But it's entirely possible that Karissa didn't like him.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
You're
what I mean? 12 years old, yeah.
Yeah, right? So I would totally believe that there was something there as far as that went.
Yeah.
But I think it's bullshit, the fact, like...
Yeah, you don't just kill your child for that.
And guess what? Even if he did say that, which he didn't...
Yeah.
You just don't kill your child.
No.
I mean, no. Crazy concept.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So yeah, even if that hypothetically happened, I don't think you can prosecute him.
No.
For that, right? Like that's...
No, like that's just like...
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
Justice Margaret Stewart sentenced Penny Boudreau to life in prison with no chance of parole for 20 years. In her remarks, the judge called the act an inexcusable betrayal of a parent's duty, which is putting it pretty lightly in my opinion.
Yeah.
In the decade following her sentencing, Penny Boudreau's name faded from the headlines as she quietly served her sentence at Nova Scotia's Institute for Women in Truro, Nova Scotia. Then, in 2018, her name resurfaced. She had been granted her first of several escorted temporary leaves, which is basically a short supervised outing that can be used for church services or family visits, things like that. And those passes continued intermittently throughout 2019, 2021, 2024, and then in June 2025, so just a couple months ago, there came a new decision. Penny Boudreau was granted a 60-day unescorted temporary absence, meaning she could leave the institution on her own under certain conditions before eventually returning.
For 60 days, she could leave?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure if that's 60. I don't think it's 60 days straight.
Like she just had like 60 days where in those 60 days she was able to leave.
I think it was a window. I'm not totally sure.
I think that's probably what it is.
I think because you can't just be gone for 60 days.
It's so weird to have like...
It's a really interesting conversation, right? Around the idea of reform and second chances, right?
Really like... She's not a threat. It's like whether they come out for parole or whatever is like... What danger are they to like society? And like really she's not a danger to society at all.
Well, and that was the reasoning that they gave.
Yeah.
Is that she's at a very low risk of reoffending.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of rehab going on as well, which obviously was going well enough that they thought this was an okay thing to do. But still, this struck many as too soon. One RCMP investigator told Global News that he was deeply disappointed, calling the leave a slap in the face to the community. The parole board, like I said, defended its decision, citing progress in rehabilitation and the fact that she was seen as a low-risk reoffender.
It's weird because they go to jail, but at the end of the day, like, the whole goal is that people are going to leave and like reintegrate to society. So it's like, on one hand, if people think that like nobody wants people to stay in jail forever, but then also when it's something that you care about a little bit more, you're like, oh no, how can this person leave jail?
And that's kind of the debate, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's so hard to take that emotion out of it.
100%, yeah.
You know, and if you do truly believe in the idea that everyone gets a second chance,
yeah,
what does that look like in this scenario, right? Because it changes so much based on the scenario and what happened. It's so nuanced. And I certainly don't have the answer. I'm not even sure if I have an opinion in this case.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have an opinion? Yeah. No.
I feel very emotionally attached to this story, right? This was someone my age.
Yeah.
Who was murdered.
And like that probably changed like your childhood for like those months where they couldn't find her body before they found it. It was like what, 6 months?
No, so yeah, she was only missing for a couple weeks.
Oh, I'm mixing it up with your river story. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
But those couple weeks were probably really scary for you as a kid.
And like I said, it's such a cliche, but you feel so safe in this little town. And then someone that's your age goes missing and then you find out they're murdered. And it changes your worldview. Like what we were just talking about, that's kind of the debate that this sparked, right? Amongst a lot of people was, you know, can someone who commits such an awful act ever be rehabilitated? If so, what should happen once they are? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a very complicated discussion.
Yeah, like there's a lot of questions, but not very many like answers.
Yeah, but it's something we should all think about. And by law, she'll be eligible to apply for full parole in 2029, 20 years after her sentencing.
Oh, because she didn't get sentenced till 2009.
Exactly.
Because that makes sense.
So, like I said, I wanted to tell this story for one reason specifically. Because while I am a big fan of true crime, you know, I like creepy stories. I like feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And, you know, there's the psychology aspect too. I think for a lot of people, people enjoy trying to understand, you know, what makes these monsters, these horrible people do what they do. I think people enjoy, maybe enjoy is not the right word, but I think
it's like a fascination.
It's definitely a fascination. People want to understand why people do what they do.
I mean, like I find that fascinating.
But I think it's really important to remember that while we consume these stories, often, typically pretty casually.
Oh, way too casually.
For entertainment.
Yeah.
These are very real people that we were talking about.
Yeah.
These are real terrible things that happen to real people. And, you know, just the way that we love each other and we love our friends and our family.
These people also.
These people were in the exact same scenarios and they were taken away way too soon. In this case, just giving my perspective on this case.
Yeah.
Karissa Boudreau was 2 years older than me. You know, we shared the same town, the same streets, the same schools, the same stores. And with that in mind, if she hadn't been murdered, we would have been in high school together.
You've been friends.
That's the thing. It's entirely possible. If she wouldn't have been my friend, she would have been at the very least a friend of a friend. And I just wanted to tell this story to remind people that the victims are very real people who were taken away far too soon. So I just wanted to dedicate this episode to Karissa.
Oh, that's sweet.
I think that's all for today. How do we feel about doing a real true crime story?
I think that was perfect. First one, maybe last one, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see how we feel about it.
Yeah, but I think it's a good reminder.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't know like the full case, so.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the secondary reason I wanted to dive into this too.
Yeah.
I think I kind of resurfaced in my mind because of the fact that what happened this past June, where she was granted that leave.
Oh, because it was like went back into the news.
And I kind of was thinking about it a little bit. So I think that's kind of why I was drawn to this a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I never really read this whole story
Yeah, because you kind of probably forgot about it a little bit.
Yeah, like it's always in my mind, but I was like, I never really like read a whole article on this, right?
No,
You know, so that is the story of Karissa Boudreau.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Are we gonna do our thing?
I think we have to do the thing. We neglected to do that in the last episode too.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So just as a reminder, these are bi-weekly episodes. So this will be out not next Monday. It's out this Monday that you're listening to it because it's out now.
But in 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks after you're listening to this, Surveil will be back with another story.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited to listen to.
Yes.
So always remember, folks.
And it has it kind of related to something we talked about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Intrigue.
I'm
intrigued. You can think about
intrigued.
that for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, until then, the more footsteps.
The more oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, no,
I can't do this part.
Do we switch?
Yes.
You say it.
The more footsteps.
The more folklore.
Thank you.
Or in this case, paddle strokes. Strokes of a paddle down the river because we're canoeing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We'll end the episode there.
Goodbye.
Bye. Take care, everybody.